Welcome back to No Crime After Dark, where we have to talk about crime in the daytime because somebody is semi-scary. Apparently, we're working on it the month of October with all the Halloween movies and nephew wanting to do a movie night every night. So looks like we're working on it. That's what it looks like.
We didn't do one tonight, so
I mean, hell, y'all been busy the last week and a half.
mm-hmm.
Well, keeping up with the theme for this month, October, Halloween, my favorite time of year. I got both my costumes. I'm excited. Got a party this week, another party next week. Go Halloween. Uh, but keeping up with the theme of Halloween, we did the Candyman 2 weeks ago. We missed a week because Esty had to go out of town for family.
I was at a wedding.
Girl, they had a ball too. She tied.
I got drunk all the nights. Not just one of the nights, but all the nights.
And then we were supposed to record last night, but she was too exhausted.
I was tired. I took a nap and my granny cooked, and I was like, yeah.
That's why I asked. I was like, do you want to, or do you need to
you
catch
gave me the option, I said, oh, she just know me way too well.
Girl, I'd have been tired. That I done had to do similar shit all in 3 or 4 days, so I know how that goes.
I'm going to sleep.
And I was like, so go on, get your rest.
Yep.
Ugh. We need you to have your energy.
I know.
So this week, keeping in the theme of Halloween, because this will be every week till the month is out. We will be talking about stories revolved around Halloween. The last week, which is right before Halloween, I'm probably going to post it on Monday because Halloween is on Tuesday. So we're just going to end that a little early this month. But this week we're talking about the Liske Family Massacre. This took place. Now I wrote down the extra notes and didn't write that down. It took place in Oak Harbor, Ohio.
See, I didn't get that part. I heard the town, but I didn't hear the state. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was, Oak Harbor, Ohio. Or why can't I talk, Lord? Oak Harbor, Ohio.
I knew it was somewhere in the Midwest because
they said it was near Lake Erie.
And it was like a lot of land. They had like acres, hundreds of acres of land or something. I was like, oh, there must be somewhere.
The people involved in this story are Bill, Susan, Devin, Derek, and BJ. You know, I had a hard time watching this because they kept saying BJ. So let me say the last names. You have Bill, Susan, and BJ Liske, and then Derek and Devin Martin. That was their last names. They had different last names. Just to give a quick background on Bill and Susan, because I couldn't find anything on Derek. Bill and Susan were married in 2001. Susan came into the marriage with 2 sons, Derek and Devin, from a previous marriage, and Bill came in with BJ from a previous relationship. I didn't see that he had ever been married before. Derek.
No, are you sure? I thought Devin. No, wait. Derek, the video gamer.
Devin is the one I was playing the video game.
I thought that he was BJ's brother. He's the belongs to the dad.
Only Derek and Devin are Susan's sons.
I thought it was
from a previous. They both have the same last name. Yes, he came in with them. Okay. Devin and Derek had a good relationship with Bill. They got along fine, but BJ didn't like Susan so much, and that did cause a lot of issues in their relationship. Bill Sr. was born May 11th, 1957. He was in the U.S. Air Force and later worked as a front-end loader for waste management. Don't know what that means. They said he enjoyed hunting, fishing, and anything outdoors. I literally had to look up their obituaries.
I didn't even do that.
Yeah, that was the only way I could find anything. Susan was born January 30th, 1964 in Martin, Ohio. She received her associate degree at Terra Community College, and she was the office manager for Northwest Ohio Carpenters Joint Apprenticeship and Training Committee. I would never tell nobody where I worked at if that was the entire name of my job, because it's too much.
Maybe they had a
like OTC. Girl, where you work at? I work. That's all you need to know. I got a job. So it all started Halloween. Well, we're gonna go back to October 30th.
Okay.
2010. Bill Why did I start in the middle?
Well, no, the boys went hunting, right?
Yeah, Bill and BJ went hunting.
Yeah, they all went hunting.
Okay, Devin wasn't there.
Okay, well, the two boys went hunting.
Okay, Devin and Derek. I don't know why it starts in the middle. Anyway,
go see dinner.
Yeah, Devin and Derek went hunting with Bill. Not Devin. BJ and Derek went hunting with Bill. Devin went to stay the night at his biological father's house. Susan, I'm assuming, stayed at the crib. When Derek, BJ, and Bill got back to the house, they kicked it for a little bit, had a couple beers, had some friends over. Yeah, just it was a Saturday, day before Halloween, so they was just chilling, really. Sunday morning, Devin comes home from his dad's house. So when he comes home, he said he got there about 10 o'clock that morning.
Well, Sunday morning it started as well because the auntie called.
I'm not gonna get there yet. Hold on.
Okay.
We're gonna get there with Devin getting home first. Devin got home around 10 o'clock Sunday morning, Halloween. And he had to, they said a concert, but it sounded like Sunday morning service to me. But he had to go home, change his clothes, get into his church clothes so he could go back to church to sing with the choir at the church. He said he got back home around, they said it started at 10:30. He got home around 11. This is how you know it was a white people church. He had to be there at 10. It started at 10:30.
It was over at 11, and he was at home at 11:07. Shit.
That's how you know it was a white people church. That's the first thing.
I like those type of churches on time.
Either that or he just went to sing and left when they were
left. Right. Yeah. He's like, I'm here to sing. I'll do my part.
I'm not going to spend my whole Halloween here.
Right.
So Devin gets home 11:30-ish, and somebody, for any teenager or kid his age at the time, he just goes in the house, gets out his clothes, gets comfortable, and he starts playing the video game. So sometime after he got home, his aunt, was it Lori?
He said it was about like 1:15, 1:30. So it had
he calls panicking because Derek would regularly come to her house to help her husband with different construction jobs and stuff around the house. Whatever. Yeah, stuff like that. And he was not known for being late. He was not known for not answering his phone. And she had been blowing him up. She had been blowing Susan up all morning. Nobody's answering. So finally she calls Devin and telling Devin, like, look, I've been trying to call your mom and your brother. Ain't nobody answering the phone. Devin said around the same time before she called, he thinking like it's halfway through the day and I ain't seen nobody. Like, what's going on? So after he talks, his aunt calls. While she's still on the phone, he goes to his parents' room. He said the first thing he noticed was they were still in bed. That in itself was a red flag for him because he was like, they're early birds. They don't believe in being in the bed all day. So he goes to his mom first, tries to wake her up. Mom ain't moving. He pulls the cover back. He panics because all he sees is a bunch of blood. All of this is going on while his aunt is on the phone. So he said he immediately just dipped out, went outside,
and told her to call.
Waited for her to get there, basically. Yeah, like you know what? I done seen enough. I'm gonna go sit outside. Right. No, for real. So Auntie gets there. She goes in and listening.
She had to get there before the police because she went in.
Huh?
I said she had to get there before the police because she went in.
No, she did. And part of me feels like, why didn't he call the police? But it makes sense because he was already on the phone with his auntie. But I feel like if he said he saw blood, Auntie should have called the police on her way over there.
She did, didn't she?
Well, she was hauling ass there.
Yeah.
Because what I got from it while watching it was she was at the house when she called the police because they played the 911 call. So that's how I said it, because she was describing what she saw to them.
Oh, well, I was thinking that she was on the phone, like the house phone and the cell phone, and was like, "What?" That's what I was thinking, and it was just like,
that's
he's saying this, and on speaker, she's saying he's saying this or whatever. But either way, she still beat the police there.
No, she got there. The way they talk is everything is just real close. It's real small, so probably didn't take her long. She probably lived around the corner anyway.
Right.
But that is possible. I mean, people don't really have house phones.
That's what I assume,
but in 2010, people did still have house phones. It was still kind of a thing, so that's possible.
Sure, Granny would still have a house phone.
If I could get a house phone and a cell phone on the same bill, I probably still have it too. I don't know. We've had a house phone over the years, like maybe twice I can think of.
Yeah.
But anyhow, Auntie calls the police when she gets over there. The police officers, the detectives that actually worked on the case, said it was hard for them to even process what they saw. That's how bad of a scene it was.
And it also was that they know the couple as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the one detective was saying, like, when he got the call, he was like, whose house? Like, that's
right.
Yeah, like it was.
Now,
like,
if you're a regular viewer of ours,
you know how we are about.
You remember a few weeks ago we was talking about these small town detectives.
Everybody knows everybody, right?
And y'all just out here assuming people did stuff. Now we can't say the same thing about this small town because they actually did their job, the due diligence, and what they were supposed to.
Yeah.
You have rare occasions with small towns where it's not as messed up.
Right. Just a little lazy.
Because it was too much going on in that story. But when while they were processing the scene, one of the first things they noticed is that Bill had been shot 3 times and hit with a blunt object, and then Susan had been shot twice and hit with a blunt object. I think I got that right. I know one person got shot 3 times, the other one got shot twice. So of course they investigating the whole property. They go upstairs and there's a room upstairs, but the door is locked. So of course they kick that motherfucker open. When they get in there, they see someone laying in the bed in the fetal position. At this point, they pull back because they know the family. They know it's Derek. Mm-hmm. Derek wasn't shot.
No.
He was pretty much just beat to death in his sleep. So after they process the scene and everything, of course, they got to start trying to figure out who did it. And as they're trying to figure this out, they realize the only person missing from the house is Devin. Now, Devin had some anger issues. And it had gotten to the point where he had to be sent to... This is what didn't make sense. They said...
Devin or BJ?
No, BJ, I'm sorry. BJ. Yeah. They said he was in a group home. Mm-hmm. But they also said he was 24 at the time. That didn't make sense to me. They don't have group homes for 24-year-olds.
Maybe that's what it's called.
Now, he was in a halfway house.
Maybe he's in a halfway house, and that's what they call it, a group home.
Well, that's if you're 24, it's a halfway house. That ain't no group home. You ain't in a group home after 18.
In Ohio, there's a group of them, and they're in a home. So it's a group home. People in Ohio do different things.
That's a halfway house because group home is for minors. Once you turn 18, you in prison or you in a halfway.
Well, at first they were trying to say, what is his name? Boy named Devin. They're trying to question him, and I'm like, in any other scenario, I would have been like, boy, why you didn't hear nothing, see nothing? But like, I will DJ put them headphones on, and I'm like, and I'm screaming. Mm-hmm. And he just be, no, come on, bro. What? I'm like, hello, I'm calling you. I've been saying your name. So, I mean,
don't do Baldy. Yeah. But not only that, because they didn't say if he had headphones on or not, but while they were questioning him, because naturally, if you're the person to stumble upon the crime scene or find the dead bodies or whatever, you're automatically
and never noticed anything.
Yeah.
That would be like,
I can see that though, because that's like when I was in high school. My mom, it was opposite. My mom's room was upstairs. Uh-huh. Now, before she started working third shift, I might come home and say hi, but if she didn't say nothing back, it was like, all right, I'll just go back to my room or whatever I had to do. And usually she would say, or she didn't hear me, same thing, because her room was upstairs, and then where her bed and stuff was like way to the front of the house, whereas the kitchen, you come down the stairs, you were in the kitchen, so that was toward the back of the house. So a lot of times she couldn't hear us anyway. So if she didn't say nothing, well, she didn't hear me. So I just go about my business.
Yeah,
I can easily see. And then as a teenager, you ain't necessarily looking for people when you come home unless you need or want something specific. Yeah. So buddy went to church, came back, got comfortable. I can assume he even made a sandwich. and sat down and played his game. And it didn't seem weird until so many, because he said it was about 1:00 when it dawned on him, like, damn, ain't nobody came through the living room, in and out the house.
No crick cracks.
Yeah, just nothing.
Nobody's laughing, nothing. No door slamming.
Oh, they rang nothing.
No car start, nothing.
But, and then they also said, based on his demeanor when they showed up to the crime scene, you could tell he was like devastated. He had never seen no shit like that before. So they didn't believe there was any way he could do it. What I do love about this case, they got it done, and they got it done quick. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
So now that they've taken Devin out of the equation as a suspect, now all they have left is BJ. I don't know why I keep forgetting his name. BJ. And they had a cabin. We're going to take about 30 steps back. Bill and Susan had a cabin not far away from their house. This is where him and the boys would go to do their camping and hunting and all of this stuff. So they had put a bolo out for his vehicle, because when Devin got home, and this was another aspect of the situation, when Devin got home, BJ was there, but he was loading up Bill's truck. And Devin said it was a little weird because him and BJ ain't talk like that. Like,
to be letting him use his truck, right?
Yeah, he was like, well, Bill, it was normal for him apparently to use Bill's truck. It wasn't normal for BJ to talk to Devin. And Devin said that he was like, I thought it was weird because he's asking like, well, what are you doing here? When are you leaving? What are you doing for the day? So he said he thought that was strange. He was like, we just kind of avoided each other for the most part when BJ was around. So he said that did strike him as a little strange. So BJ's loading up the truck. He leaves. They put the bolo out for the truck and BJ. They named off these counties. Ottawa County is where everything happened. They didn't mention the other county. So all this time, they're still looking through the house. They've assumed it was a blunt object. They said likely a hammer. And they knew it was
for the brother.
Yeah, for the brother. But they all got hit in the head. But they knew I'm sure you can tell when somebody's hit with a hammer. Like that shape is going to be, especially in your skull. Yeah, especially in your skull, it's going to leave some kind of trace. So they already suspected a hammer as being the blunt object, and they knew it was a smaller caliber gun that they were shot with, Bill and Susan. So while this bolo was out, now this is all the 31st. This is all on Halloween. November, no, I'm not even out of Halloween yet. This is on Halloween. Bolo went out. Police departments talking to each other. We looking for a white, what did they say? A Ford F-150. It was one of them big dumb,
like a farmer truck or something like that.
Yeah, it was a pickup. We're looking for BJ. So the police officer at the local department where the cabin was decides, let me go around and see if I can see this car. Let me see if I see it. Sure enough, he riding down the road. He said, I looked to my right, and there was the car right there. Damn it!
Here I am.
Why go somewhere you know people might be? Because they said they looked at his mom's house. They looked at one of his grandparents' houses where his mom lived. They didn't find anything. Me personally, hypothetically, you're not going to find me anywhere I would normally be.
Maybe he felt like if he goes somewhere, he would look like not like the suspect, I guess. Like if I'm just hanging around, like doing my normal thing, I won't look like I'm the drama. I don't know. Maybe.
It sounds like he might have needed to take care of Devin before he left, because that's the only way that would have made sense.
Yeah.
Because he was the last person to see you before you dipped out.
Right.
So police officer pulls up. He said no sooner than he pulled up, BJ walks out the cabin again. Dumb move. You gonna have to come find me. I'm not giving myself up. Nope.
I have nothing.
If it wasn't self-defense, I'm not giving myself up. Not gonna do it. He comes out the door. Police officer asks BJ, well, how long have you been here? Said about 3 hours. Police officer takes a look at him. BJ just walking around with all the evidence on him. He ain't changed no clothes.
Shoes,
the sock. Like, It's giving spur of the moment. I don't think he planned it out. I really don't. No. After listening to it, I don't think this was premeditated by any means. Sidebar, they said he had mental health issues. They never said what. They just said he had mental health issues going as far back as his childhood.
I mean, but he was smart enough to beat the brother first so the parents wouldn't wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
but they also mentioned he usually wasn't super aggressive as long as he wasn't drinking. And as we mentioned in the beginning, the night before, him and his dad was kicking it, had a couple beers, they was chilling. So I feel like, not to victim blame, but you should have known better than to have some liquor with that boy. So police officer draws his gun after he sees blood all over his shirt, socks, and shoes. And he's immediately placed under arrest and taken into custody. We move to November 1st. Now we have another family member. Let me get some of my pen. Oh, before I do that.
The uncle?
The auntie.
Yeah, go ahead. I know.
So before I get into November 1st, because I said something about his mental health. So with BJ's mental health, when they started looking through his case files, they found out there had been a lot of complaints filed against BJ by Susan. They said even 6 years prior to this incident, he attacked her while she was in the shower. They said she was real nice as a person, but she was serious about her rules. You're going to get up and you're going to go to school. You're going to do your chores.
Yeah.
I mean, basic stuff that you should do as a teenager. And he didn't like it because prior to Susan and her boys moving in, his dad was gone all day, so he could pretty much do what he wanted to do. Even if he did go to school, he could skip and leave and go back home and didn't have to worry about getting caught because his dad wasn't home. So, and this came from Lori. This is the auntie that went to the house with them. So, November 1st. There we go. Bill Liske's sister, Susan. We got too many Susans in here. His sister, Susan, died in the fire in her house. So now the police is like, now, hold on. Wait a minute. You didn't kill these 3 people. And now your auntie done died in the house fire? You just doing a lot this Halloween.
Too much, right. You're doing too damn much.
So, of course, they go through the process of trying to figure out if he did it or not. Come to find out, he didn't.
No.
He was already in police custody when everything happened. And per Devin's words, he said he didn't think Susan could handle the murders very well because that was her brother. He said he don't know if she left the gas on purpose or if she forgot the gas was on.
Just being in days.
Yeah, but she went outside and lit a cigarette. Well, not outside, in the garage. So it was still in the house. And lit a cigarette. And we all know what happens when you have propane gas just floating in the air and it catches a spark. The house blew up, but he wasn't responsible for TT Susan. So this is another quick one. We're doing good for the last couple of weeks. They basically had an airtight case. The DNA matched.
He didn't try to say, I think he said one time that I didn't do it, but after that he was just like, oh, it is what it is. Because like the little interview room, he didn't look too much like he was fighting.
That's why I said I don't think it was premeditated. Should he have gotten the sentence he got? Yes. But I feel like maybe put him in a mental facility because more often than not, most killers are pretty numb after the fact. But I feel like once reality really set in for him, which was probably when he was sitting at that cabin, when reality really set in, what can you say?
Yeah.
Because they asked him how long he'd been there. He said 3 hours. He asked him the next question. He's like, I ain't talking no more. But they said the closest to a confession they got was when he was talking on the phone with his mom while he was incarcerated after they booked him and everything. And she asked, like, how could you do this? Like, what is wrong with you? And his response to his mom was, I wasn't in my right mind.
And I don't want to talk about it or something like that.
Yeah, and just hung up. I do believe he was remorseful. It probably took a while. It probably took some counseling.
Yeah.
But I do think some about this just says he probably didn't like Susan for real. He was a little salty because he got put out and had to go to the group home and was only allowed to come home on the weekends.
Well, he should follow
He didn't like the fact that Derek had been in trouble before, but he still got to stay at the house. I don't think Derek was attacking nobody though.
That way, in the fetal position, you had to kill him in his sleep.
I mean, I don't want to go like that, but if I gotta go, just take me in my sleep.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't want to go like that though. You don't want to go in your sleep. You want to be woke and see what's about to happen.
No, I want to go. I want to die in my sleep. I don't want to be beaten to death.
No, that's what I said. I don't want to go like that.
Like I'm an old person at 90 years old. Like, oh, did you say, Mom didn't wake up today? You're right, I didn't went on, but I don't want to be like beaten to death. Like, oh my.
No, that's what I meant. It's like I don't want to go like that in that manner.
Yeah,
but maybe it was painless for him. Like he didn't even get a chance to react because they said Susan was on the floor, so Susan got up at some point to at least try to figure out what the hell was going on, if not defend herself. And Bill apparently was asleep too because they said it looked like he hadn't moved either.
Well, yeah, because he probably attacked the boy first, and then his dad.
Bill first, and
dad. You don't want to attack Susan because his dad's gonna, of course, you know.
But he told his mom he wasn't in his right mind, and shortly after that conversation, he changed his plea from not guilty to guilty. And I don't know if that was due to his conscience, due to thinking about what or how his mom might have felt about it, or just you knew wasn't no way around it at this point.
Right.
Like you got their blood all over you.
All over you.
I'm sure they fingerprinted the weapons. Oh, and they found the 22 caliber pistol ducked off in the safe way back in somebody's closet in the house. So they had both of the weapons that were used, and that's another reason. You had a whole pond in the backyard. They said they had
drained that pond.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They had like, what did they say? Like 11,000 acres on that property.
Yeah, they had a whole. Yeah, I was saying they had hundreds of acres.
Like you had a whole lot of places to choose to put.
Right, that gun, and he said, "I'm just gonna put it back where I got it from, because that's the rule. The rule is to get it and put it back where I got it from." Okay.
This is also why I feel like it wasn't premeditated. Did he deserve the sentence he got? Yes, but you could tell this was some amateur, spur of the moment type stuff. Because I feel like even with me, maybe because of what I watch, what we talk about, I know this got to go and it can't stay here. I got to get it as far away from here as possible. It can't be in the vicinity. You're right. Yeah. I probably wouldn't have threw it in the pond either.
No.
Because they drained that motherfucker. Quick. They didn't find nothing. So, long story short, BJ was sentenced to 3 life sentences. One for each person. And he apparently barely got by missing the death penalty. And I think that's probably because they took into consideration his mental health.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure both sides of the family had something to do with that. And they probably left it up to them. Like, I'm sure his mom was pissed. Because, like she said, why would you do something like that? That's your dad. That's your stepmom. That's your stepbrother.
Yeah, like it's not worth it. No, yeah. I just understand.
You cannot like them all day, but why take it there?
Yes, I agree.
He stated he was sorry. They said he did seem very remorseful at the trial. But yeah, 5 years after that,
he killed himself.
He committed suicide. So that would have made him 29, 30, depending on when it happened.
I don't want anyone to commit suicide, but if it's like between you and then like your other people, like, why them?
What do you mean?
Like,
I've always said that about like serial killer or not serial killers, mass
you were
murderers.
so mad and you were so angry. Like, why didn't you just go and do that in the first fucking place? Like, why did you go and kill your dad and then the wife and the brother? Like,
I remember when I was staying in Point Loma with Sugar and them. Mm-hmm. And at 7-Eleven, you probably remember, it was right across the street from the military house. Mm-hmm. I would always try to go to the 7-Eleven before it got dark. Yeah. One day Sugar asked me, well, why you don't want to go at night? It's right across the street. I said, listen, I'm going to say palm color because we're on YouTube, but them palm colored people will get fired from their job. Come to 7-Eleven, kill everybody in 7-Eleven, and then go home or go kill themselves. No. Yeah. And she was like, are you serious? You live on 32nd Street? Mm-hmm. And I would walk up and down that neighborhood 2:00 in the morning, safe as hell. Not worried about a thing.
Not worried about one thing.
Mm-mm. I don't walk from Granny house that late. Yeah,
no. Shit, just to get somebody a hot dog.
Somebody home.
Right.
Like, no, but
welcome to the trolley. Watch you walk up a little bit. All right, see ya.
No, for real, because the trolley station was well lit, so you really only had to walk me to the top of that hill
and then
I got to the right. Exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I've never understood the thought process of I'm going to kill all these people
and then kill myself.
I've never understood that process. Like
that way.
I've always said it. It's been frowned upon, depending on who I'm saying it to. But just get that out the way. Just skip everybody else that had absolutely nothing to do with it.
You with your problem.
You was mad at your dad for putting you out. You didn't care for your stepmom. You obviously didn't care for at least one of your stepbrothers. Because now I wonder, did you do it because Devin wasn't there and you didn't have any issues with Devin, so you wanted to leave him out of it? Or had Devin been there, you would have got him too? Because he said they never even really talked. So there obviously wasn't an issue.
I'm thinking that because I feel like Devin, when he seen BJ loading the truck, I think the crime was already done. Mm-hmm. But Devin just ran in the house, got his stuff, and left, not thinking to say hi or anything to anybody. So I feel like he did it. He had already done it. What he ain't gonna, because he already snapped out of whatever mental state he was in. It was just like a normal thing now. Like, oh, hey, what are you doing here? Like, you're not supposed to be here. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
And like I said before, Devin said it was just odd that he was even questioning him about anything because, like, we don't even talk. Like, why you care where I'm going to be at for the day?
Right. Where are you doing, Jasmine?
Right. Where are you going? Why are you taking the truck? You're supposed to be going back to the group home today. What are you doing?
Today is Sunday. You need to return to the group home.
I know where you're going. Why you need to be worried about where I'm
going? And why are you here?
What I did like was the ending. Devin grew up. Devin got married. He got married on the family's property, and I love his reason why he did it. He said, I just had too many good memories there, and I don't want this
to keep it that way.
To be the reason why
and he named his baby after his brother.
He had a boy named him Derek. And they still out here celebrating Halloween when they showed them in their little costumes and stuff. Yeah. I'm so happy for Devin. In real life, I am. Because that's terrible.
That is terrible.
Like, he was 14 at that. Can you imagine walking in the granny house and walking in her room, the living room, anywhere, and just ain't next to her and Uncle Mickey gone?
Damn.
I'm just saying, it was 3 people. I just pulled out 3 people.
That was a good killer there. That was a good killer there. They got all them motherfuckers at one time. Who locked this killer up now?
Not you in there like, I'm mad that you killed my auntie, my uncle, and my granny.
But you good.
But I'm gonna give you your props. You did that. You did your big
all of them. Not all of them.
You did your big one with that because you got all 3 of them.
And then if they're in the living room, they seen you coming. Like they seen
yeah, because that you can see right through them curtains.
You good. That boy good. Oh, Lord. But no, that would be very
if you get all 3 of them at the same time.
Oh, that would be
if he can get past Uncle Mickey. If they can get past Uncle Mickey, they doing their big one.
First of all, Granny's jumping up like, who the fuck coming through my gate?
Well, Granny might have been downstairs. See, you got to think of it that way. So that's why I said Mickey.
Yeah, okay. Well,
because if they can get past him, you really did your big one. But once she hear Mickey, now she on her way upstairs. Right. And then Lexa coming from out back somewhere.
She out there smoking. They'll say, how you get past Lexa? Because now she out in the yard smoking. Like, so what the hell happened?
Or she in the laundry room smoking.
Oh, in the back, yeah. She could be
in the back smoking.
Either way, that's a good one.
Yeah, I would be shocked. They got all three. How did he get in the house?
That's the questions that I'll be asking. How did this happen? Like, there is no other way. Like, you had to come through the door, the door. Like, somebody's eating.
Girl, no, for real, because you got to come through.
Because even if Lex in the back of the laundry, she could just lean back and be like, "Who is that?"
Yeah. Because you got to come through the front gate to get in the yard, walk all the way through the front yard. She ain't had no small front yard. Oh, walk all the way through the front yard, get through the gated screen door with 2 locks, and then the wood door.
I'm saying, you was really
you were a real one if you can pull that off.
Yeah, you did that. You going to jail, but you did that.
What is wrong with you? I've been ignoring it this whole time. I'm sorry. She just been making these weird noises. I don't know what the problem is, but this is just a different kind of story.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it was. It was just like something that just happened.
Like, yeah, because there's no rhyme or reason. He, like he said, he wasn't in his right
mind. You've been bullying me for so long, or it's just like a tragic thing.
And Devin even mentioned, like, they were trying to help him deal with his anger or frustration, whatever his issues were. But like he said, they were ill-equipped, and they probably weren't helping him to the capacity that he needed.
Right.
So I guess to walk away,
he probably just felt like they just leaving me and don't give a fuck about me and got me in the group home.
But now I didn't think about this while watching it. Why didn't he just go back with his mom?
She probably didn't want his ass there. She probably said, "Oh, that motherfucker can't stay with me. That motherfucker crazy."
I mean, I can see how parents get to
that. That motherfucker crazy. He can't stay here. I don't know where he going, but he gonna be here.
We were literally just talking about this the other day, and that's what I was about to say. I can see how parents get to that point, but like, speaking for my parents, not to say, because I've never actually been put out of either one of their houses. Anytime I left, it was every month. I've never, like, Jim would talk shit, but it was like,
yeah, Johnny would write me letters, hint to things. Girl, bye.
Jim was very direct, but I was still gonna come back to the house if I felt like it. If not, then I would go stay somewhere else. Like, it wasn't because I put her out. No, I was sick of you anyway. I was sorry. Yeah, that's what it was. Because my problem was that I felt like it was my grandma's house. So what you put me out of? We both live in here. That was my honest thought process. That like, true, though, we live with her. I get it now because I wish one of my nieces or anybody be staying with my mom and my daddy, and I tell them to get out, and they stand there and look at me crazy.
Like, girl, you do not.
I get it now. I get it. But back then, it was like, nigga, this ain't your house. And I remember when I told my mama, she was like, but this is mama's house. I'm like, and?
Did she put me
out? Again. And now she never did. It was always
right. And she probably like, oh, here go Jim.
She just hated for us to be arguing. But back on subject. Well, that was on subject. We just went to another topic that related to it. But that's it for this one. Didn't take us too long.
No, that was good.
We got 2 more Halloween stories for you. I'm trying to find some where we can get a reason why. Because we don't have mental health. I guess that's the thing to walk away with. That's the nugget I'm gonna leave with y'all today.
Get yourself some help. Shit.
Be good people. Be safe. If you feel like you're having thoughts of harming people
or yourself, you need to call
or yourself to a deadly extent, please go get some help.
Yeah,
we all got a little bit. We are all that one incident away from doing something off the chain.
Yeah.
But catch yourself before you get to that point. If you got to isolate yourself, if you got to do like some people, go check yourself in. Huh?
I don't want to go to jail.
That's what's kept me out of prison my entire adult life.
Me too. I don't want to go there. I want to be able to open and close my doors and eat what I want.
I went to Job Corps, and I tell people all the time that is the closest I ever got to being in jail. You got people telling you when to wake up, how your bed is supposed to be made. You got dorm duties every day. I got lucky, my dorm mate didn't have to do it. You had curfew, lights out, literally lights out, 10 o'clock. They come around your room and your lights on. My RA was a little cool, but they come around your room and your lights on, you getting rolled up.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, so that is what put it in perspective for me, because it's like if it's like this here, and this is a government funded facility,
that's totally beneficial.
Much different in jail. Like I know it's worse in jail, but it can't be that much different.
I don't want to do it. I mean, I will for the baby in there, but I don't want to. I really don't. Don't want to
put money on your books. Send Day some money to help out with the baby, but I like how we call him a baby, like he ain't both our side. Right.
Straight to the jail. You don't even at the jail. Just shoot me straight to the prison, because that's where I'm going.
Take my picture in the car, bitch. I don't need your sandwich. You ain't gotta read me my rights. I already know what I did.
I'll be moving up. Don't worry.
You might want to put me.
Take me to the big jail.
Oh Lord! I'm not gonna say don't be like her, because do whatever you got to do to protect your kids. But again, be safe, be good people, and take care of your mental health. Get some therapy. Talk to a friend. Therapy should always be the option, but talk to a friend. Not everybody wants to go to therapy. Not everybody believes in it. But definitely, this is one of the. Huh?
I said, get some help. Talk to somebody. Don't just sit there.
And don't. And if you're that somebody decides to talk to, and it sounds like they might be a harm to themselves or somebody else, call somebody else to help them.
Yeah.
Like literally. Because more often than not, with a lot of these stories and these cases that we've seen and some we've talked about, people saw signs or heard things.
I mean, the sign was there for BJ. He was in a group home. He couldn't go to his mama's house.
I mean, that's not necessarily a sign, though. Like most of the people I grew up with was in a group home and got put out and all of that, and they're freaking attorneys and business owners and family.
Were they in a group home and they got put out because their parents ain't shit, or because they acting crazy?
It was because they were acting crazy. Unfortunately, I was attracted to the kids that acted crazy growing up. So yeah. So and like I said, a lot of them business owners got good jobs, whatever. Now it's just hormones and mental health are a bad mixture.
Yeah.
Poor mental health, I should say, are a bad mixture. And honestly, at 24, male or female, you're still maturing, your mind is still growing. So I don't even have nothing funny to say at the end of this one. Just take care of yourselves. If you see the signs, talk to somebody. If you're the somebody they come to talk to and you feel like they're a danger to themselves or somebody else, unfortunately, the law don't take it as serious as they should, especially if you're over the age of 18, because their answer for everything is, oh, well, he or she is an adult. So we can't make them do anything. So with that being said, we love y'all, and we'll be back next week with a Halloween story that has a reason.
Okay, a reason.